Good evening, YouTube, and happy 4th of July. Happy Independence Day. Um, I don't think I've showed these pictures to you, but those long ships are back. They had been gone, well, it was like a half a week. I thought they'd been gone for a long time, but they have came back. I'm going to show you the last photo that I took of the ships, if I can screen down to it. This was the last photo that I took of the ships on July 2nd, right here, and I just I couldn't see the long ships on here. All I seen was like these like diamond-like ships. That was on July the 2nd. See, there is no long ships there on July 2nd, but let me scroll up without you watching the screen. That was July 2nd. The long ships weren't there. And then July the 3rd, here they are. The long ships are back. You can see these long ships are here. I don't know where the diamond-shaped ships go. I really have no idea where the diamond-shaped ships go. That's a kind of tough tongue twister. Diamond-shaped ships go. That's like a tongue twister. Hello, and good evening to everyone. Yeah, good evening. Hello. Hello. So, you know, we do get pretty good details when the ships do show up like this. So you can see right here, I don't know who these belong to, but I do not feel threatened by them. I don't feel threatened at all. Some people do feel threatened because they've been taught that, you know, we're going to have an alien invasion. Yeah, we're going to have alien invasion. I'm not going to talk about black orbs because I don't really see black orbs. So I'm not going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about these ships that are up there in the sky, these long ships. Yeah, so we can see a lot more detail down here. Hello to everyone. Hello to everyone. Oh, you're watching from Brazil. That is just absolutely wonderful. It really is. So since you all didn't get these images, I haven't put them, you know, that kind of looks like a face right here. It really does. If like maybe a eye, maybe a, yeah, I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. Yeah, I know this screen is not that not that the best thing to look at these with, but you can see even the little notches that are notched out for these ships. And you know, they can interlock together. They do interlock with one another. You can see notches here on the bottom that would go in the notches right here. You can see the notches on the bottom. Let's go right here. You can see, well, you can't see it that well because of this, but you can see these notches right here that would fit perfectly into these notches right here. Let me move these comments up. Good morning from Australia. Good morning. Good morning, Victoria from Australia. Let me zoom like this. Yeah, so they came back. They were gone for a few days, just a few days. And then the diamond ones were in their place. And you know, these ships, they can like hover. They can hover wherever they at. Their technology is much more advanced than ours. Although I'm sure we have aircraft that can hover, but we may not be seeing it, but I'm sure we have it. Do the ships seem similar, or are there different ones that you're seeing now? There are some that may be different. And then again, maybe we're seeing more detail in these. I'll try to zoom up. I haven't zoomed up on these. Let me see this right here. What is this right here? Do you think that's little people? Well, I'm not saying people. Do you think that's maybe some beings on that ship? I don't know. I really don't. That's interesting. Excuse me. Yeah, I think it's neat to just look even underneath the ships. Oh, I see the faces. Um, my hand's a little shaky. Let me get this cursor down here. I gotta see where this cursor is. One eye, two eye, one eye, two eye, underneath that ship. And if you're just tuning in, this picture was taken in the wee hours of July the 3rd. July the 3rd. And I did take some pictures last night, but I haven't put them on here, so that would have been today around 12 something. Now, I've not seen this like this before, how they're like this with a curve, or like an edge like that. I haven't. Let's look. What if that is a being right there? An extraterrestrial being. But yeah, it's kind of interesting. Cherubim chariots, it could be. These are vehicles that they do travel in. Oh my goodness. Yeah, this is really, I'll wait for the comments to move. Yeah, this is really up close. And you see, you don't see very many of these diamond-shaped ships. These are the long ones that we're looking at, the long ships. You can see those two evenly spaced circles right there. Could be a head or something. Right there, look at that. Let me get my cursor here. It literally does. It looks like one eye, two eye, a little nose, and a big head. This also could be a little being also right here. It really could be. I just like to try to examine these pictures because I really can zoom up close here on the YouTube also a lot better than I can on the, I got to cancel, I got to do this, on the Facebook. When it comes to these ships, I can really zoom up really close. That's all right. Sometimes I don't see all the comments, and I know Google Translate, when you try to speak and translate or something, it don't put the words that you want, it puts the words that they want. Sometimes when I say ships, it'll put the word S-H-I-T-S, and I think I did not say that. And even after I've posted it at times, it will put that word on there. And people will say, Gina, oh my gosh, and then I'd have to go back and I would see, yeah, I did put that word on there. Shalom. Let me flip this around. Yeah, we can, these are kind of like the zigzag, some of these are kind of like the zigzag, I guess. There are zigzaggedy ships on here that are seen on the Soho. When you see the Soho, Lascaux Soho imagery, when it's in the red, you see these white zigzags, solid zigzag across the Soho Lascaux. And it really does, it's kind of similar to these at times. Hello. I think, I try to say, I think there's two heads under here, one eye here and a head here. You know, these, sometimes you know what it really does remind me of, that these are beings with just a head. You know, there could be beings with just a head. There could be beings with just a head and no body. And then maybe that's how they are formed. Yeah, because sometimes if you look up in the clouds, you see these beings or ships, or whatever you would like to call them. They have two evenly spaced eyes, and it's just the head, and there's no body. These could have just a head, or they could have a great big head and a small body, really. I'm just trying to figure out what they really do look like. I know that they do have heads, because we can see them. We can see these right here. I haven't in a while. Now see, this is what I like, this one right here, because it had so much detail in it. You can see the detail right here in this picture. Isn't that neat, those notches and stuff? It looks like we've got maybe a head down here. too, but yeah, look at the shape of this ship. This is in no means just a camera effect or anything. These ships are up there in the sky. They are up there in the sky, and they're real. They're kind of like a battleship in the sky. Big old battleships, big old ships like in the ocean and stuff, like ocean liners. Sometimes I think of that when I see them like this. They do kind of look like ocean liners, which show up very big in the sky. I haven't seen these this clear myself in the sky. I have not, except that one time when I was on an airplane, I seen a ship in the clouds, which I shared on here. And we can see these coming out of this orb right here. And they all have a similar shape. These all have a similar shape, except for the great big long ones. You know, we have the great big long ones, and if you zoom up, then they're like this. They have this at the bottom of them. Let me see right here. The comments have totally disappeared and I can't see them. Oh my God. That's okay. Perhaps I don't need to see the comments if they disappear completely from here. I'm going to show this anyhow. It doesn't matter to me. It really doesn't. I mean, I like comments, but it doesn't matter. I'll still continue to show this video. You can see the notches right here in these. And it kind of looks like, you know, the front part is longer. I think there really were some different ones in this set of photos that I hadn't seen before. And no, it's not the same ships that I always show. It's not, because these do change. They change. Sometimes they show up and sometimes they don't. And I am leaning toward they do hover wherever they're at, waiting. Just look how many these are. And you know, they come from different directions too. We have some that come from this direction, say from east, and then when you go over here to the other side, they'll be coming from the west. There are different size ships. You can see this one right here. It's like diamond shape. And then you have like this one, like this, looks like a different type too. You just have the long skinny ones. I wonder if these, the bigger ships are the ones in charge, and these are just their little, I don't know, battalions or something. Yeah. There's just so many of them. There's so many of them. Thousands upon thousands. It reminds me of that scripture, 10,000 times 10,000. Now you can see the slight zigzaggedy line right there. Yeah, it is pretty cool. Although I do see these a lot and I think, well, Gina, but I just keep showing, oh wow, look down here. It looks like, we can see the gates. Looks like a gate or something, but I know it's not a gate. Let me get this cursor. Look how these are deep, is that horizontal or vertical lines going up and down right here? Those are very deep. I haven't seen those before. And I wonder what they're doing like that. What are these doing like that? What if that's a city that we're looking at? And these are great big long buildings or something. But then I don't know about that either. Yeah. I just like to try to zoom up because, you know, you can see things. If you zoom up, you might see something that you haven't seen before. That's a head right there. Okay, wait. This is I'm shaking. My hand is shaky. So I got to hold this different right here. You see the head? Look at that brown head. You see the brown head and the eyes. Where is his body? Where is the body at? If you want me to point it out, let me get this cursor here. I got to get my cursor. I got to find out where I'm at. Okay, right here. The circular head right here. a black eye here and a black eye there. Now let me get it out of the way. You can see its head. See it? So I want to know where their bodies are at. It really does look like they fly these aircraft, is what it looks like. Like down in here, there looks like there could be one too, a smaller one. You know, there could be families up there in the sky. If I had this on my miniature tripod, I would probably be able to hold it steadier. Just hold on right there. I might try to put this on my miniature tripod if I could zoom up like that. That way it could hold more steady. So I'm gonna do like this and see. Hopefully that I can maybe flip this around. I doubt it. It probably won't let me try to flip it around. Well, it could. Yeah, let's try that like that, so we can get a steadier view. I want to get to that one with that right there. This is the one I'm hello. So let's do this. That's a steady view right there. It literally does look like a head. And I know this is a little crooked. I need to straighten this thing up. Okay, we have got it now. I think I've got it now. It's going to be angled, but that's okay. We can zoom up now in certain spots. That way I don't have a shaky hand. We want to see as much detail as we can, because if these truly are extraterrestrials of a different species up here that we don't know about, we really want to know all that we can about them. It does. It looks like a head. Just like that. Boom. Now, I have seen heads, brown heads, riding on the rainbow-colored ships before also. Look. Look at, wait. Let me get this, where am I aimed in at? Right here? No, I'm up here. I've got to find out where my cursor is at. Okay. It's slightly right there, another head. Let me zoom this out right here. Let me zoom this out on this picture. I like this. I hope I'm not, I'm trying to find this. I hope I'm not taking too long on here. If I'm taking too long on here, just let me know. And I will just try to hurry it up. I don't know if this right here is a head either. Now there are people, anything they look at, they see faces. But you know, some of these they are clearly seen for what they are. Let me zoom this out. This is that picture right there. I wish this tripod had shorter legs. Revelation, and the number of the army of the horsemen church, yeah, was 200, yeah, 1,000, yeah, that's right, 200 million. I heard their number, it says. Do you feel that many also during the day? Yes, they are always here. Well, okay, you're very welcome, Stephen. It takes 15 minutes after you go live to get notifications. I never knew that. Really? It really does? That's the first time I've ever heard that. I did not know that it takes like 15 minutes after you go live. I'm going to try to flip this around right here. That's pretty interesting. That's something new I learned. Thank you for sharing that with me. Yeah, I wish I could like make these legs smaller, but that's okay. At least I got it like this for now. If I could zoom up a little bit more on here, let's try this. And this is not really too good of a one that you, it does, it's in Australia. But these are the upper part of the photo. I want to see if I can zoom down here, because this has some kind of a little bit of a detail in it, but not with this screen like this. So it's not going to happen like that. Yeah. This is exactly how this showed up, just like that, like a big old squares like. I thought it was kind of neat. Now, see, I can't really zoom up too close, but we can kind of see some stuff behind it. It's like it literally is like, that's the space that it goes in and it stays there, or maybe it just comes out of this space. This is its own space. It's taking up that space. And if this were to leave, then that would be a black empty hole. If this ship right here would leave, it'd be a black empty hole. Well, that's an orb. Yeah, let me see if I can see, and this is what I mean. These ships are coming like from the west or something. You could even say north or south. They come in a different direction. And they're coming out of this, what appears to be like a sun, which is, it's very fascinating. You can see the distinct shape right here. Julia Rodriguez from Brazil, hello. Yeah, you can see that. If I could figure out a way, other than, you know, loading a video with the pictures to show you without the computer screen in it, I would do it. I know there's ways. It's if I got enough time to try to figure that out technically. Oh, you're very welcome. The main point of this is those long ships were gone, but now they're back. The long ships are back, and you know, I don't know what to think about these. These look like blocks or something. They look like blocks or something. But they also have, some of these have the notches in them too. This was off of an orb. This is often an orb. They're in this orb ship, like a mother orb or something like that. And try to zoom up on these a little bit. It'd probably been better if I was in a dark room, but I'm not. I'm in my little office. Oh, you know, it's so hard. It is extremely hard. Let me turn this around. It is extremely hard for me to sit down in front of a TV and watch anything. I just don't want to watch TV. I really don't. It'd put me to sleep too. And I think there's other things I want to do. Yeah, it's hard. It really is. Let me flip this around and try to get this back here on this orb. Now, I really love these. I wish I could get the color on there really good for you so you could see them. These are like the, and you know, this shouldn't even be this color right here. It's really a darker color. Let me see if I can turn out this light right here. Hold on one second. I don't know if that'll make any difference. It didn't really make that much difference. It didn't really make that much difference in this picture, but these are orbs that show up. There's lots of them, and these are rainbow-colored, diamond-like ships. They show up in these orbs. It's like they come out of these orbs. I'm going to have to load a video with these pictures in them so you can get a better view, because this does not do it any justice at all. This is not doing any justice to these ships that we're seeing. A clear UFO, and yeah. So, but yeah, I did want to get on here and flip this around. This is a bigger section of these orbs. They literally do. They like line up in the sky. And these right here seem to stay on one side of the sky, or one side of the picture. They're not on the other side at times. It's the long ships, and I wonder why. Why is that so? But it is so. Let me flip this around. Yeah, and if I'm not a professional. I'm not a professional at all. Just showing pictures that I've got in the sky. I'm gonna flip this around. Yeah, I will try to put these in a video along with some other things that I have captured today. Look, see, the screen is so bright we can't really get a good picture of these, but this is their color. Yeah, it's just like, and I really don't like to show it. I really don't like to show them like that. I really don't. I'm going to flip it around. I'm going to go through the rest of these so you can see them, even just like this. Yeah, they are pretty colors. They really are. I'm going to flip it back to that next picture. And you know, they are so, these really are, these are like big long, they're squares, intricately lined up. Look down here at this. Underneath it. Look at that. It's like columns. Columns underneath here. That is, you know, I really do think it oftentimes peering into another dimension. That's an awful oval looking. What if that's an oval looking head, but it doesn't have the eyes? Let me do this right here. Yeah. We can try to zoom up on this. Now you can clearly see that these are the shapes of ships coming out of this orb. There are lots of them. A whole lot of these. Gems, yeah, they really do. They look kind of diamond-like, like a gem. Let's sit here and look at this, kind of. Although it's got that computer screen like, but they really do. And I don't want to have this phone like pointed toward the, the screen too much. I am just about done. I think I really am just about done showing these in here because of the color of the screen, how it gets. I'm going to zoom up. This just outlines the white shape of the ships in the orb. And this is the whole picture. The whole picture. You can see it pretty well. We can zoom up like this too. And it really does. There's a lot of activity going on up there in the sky. And Army of Angels, it very well could be an army of angels. Let's do this. And here's some more of the ships that I had zoomed up on. Just some of the outlines of them. Because they are very bright. These ships are very, very, they're light ships. L-I-G-H-T. They're not dark. They're not of the dark. Look at that. It's pretty neat down there. The shape of them. It really is. Yeah, there are orbs. There's lots of orbs. There are lots of orbs in these pictures. You know, this could be a face right here and a face right here. Now we can zoom up a little bit more. Wow, that really does. Look at that. Look like two evenly spaced eyes right here on this ship. You know what this looks like down here? It looks like beings. One here, one here, one here, one here. It really does. It looks like brown beings to me in that picture. Wow, now this is really good detail. Look at that. Look at this ship. Look at the details on it. Oh, wow. You're all very welcome. Look at that. Look at the details. It looks cylinder shape. Then you have that like a groove in it right there. And then you have an adjoining piece and another piece of cylinder. That looks really neat right there. It does look like the one ship that was in the sky in Henryville, Indiana. It was this rainbow color and it had like some of these designs in it. Look at that. That is pretty neat. That is pretty neat right there. Yeah, that is. It is a wow. It's like, oh my goodness, look at that in detail. And if you have an iPhone or a phone that looks at these in inverted, you could watch this video in inverted, but that is really, I did not see that detail underneath there before, but it is pretty neat looking. And these do appear to have the rainbow color on them, the rainbow signatures. Looks like there's even more to it down here and here. It kind of reminds me of the one ship that I got in the cloud. It had things on it like this also. It really did. It had a lot of gears and stuff. Oh, that looked like a great big head right there. And I think they really can. These look like they're kind of interlocked. Look on the bottom of this one, and the shape. It looks like it's a bigger like replica of these. These are longer, kind of skinnier, but you know, with these notches on them, you could take probably one of the ships over there. Like this notch, it could probably fit like in one of these notches too. These also could be curved. This looks like it has like a curve or something to it right there. Yeah, these do interlock. That's pretty neat right there. I don't know if that was the last photo on there. I'm not sure if it was the last photo on there. There was like one more. Yeah. So it's just this is just the orb in there, and then all these, boom, all these ships like this. It is kind of like a puzzle. It really is. We can't really zoom up too much down here because I really didn't zoom up on this bottom part of the photo too much where these ships were at, but I probably could have. You know, we got some triple deckers right here. Triple deckers ships. Where is my cursor? Let's get it down here. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. And then you have some here, and then look, you have one of those long ships with that point down here. That's right there. So yeah, there are some different types of ships in these pictures. Well, these intergalactics, that's the beginning of the post. That is the beginning of the post. I'm going to take this out of here is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take this out of here, and I do want to show you something that showed up during a live video today. I went outside and I did a live video while I was grilling of the sun going through the clouds. And we're going to flip this around. Let's see, I don't know how long this is, maybe 2 minutes and 53 seconds. If you look over here, there is a round object that appears. I'm waiting for the sun to come out. It looks like a head right there, it really does. The sun is going to, an object is going to appear right here in the sky, if I'm at that point yet. Yeah, I'm going to get near it any minute now, any second now. Look right over here. It's going to show up. There it is right there. You see it? It showed up, and I did not know it was in the sky, but it did show up only for that brief period. So it's like another planetary thing, a planetary size object showing up in the sky with the sun, because the sun is in the that bright area right there. And I was capturing these. I was capturing this exact same thing. It was like a year ago today. It showed up on my timeline. It kind of looked like two suns. Hello. I just wanted to show what showed up over here during the live video. It's a large planetary-like object. And here is a screenshot from it right here. This is what it looked like. We're going to zoom up on it. kind of looked like an earth or something. It kind of looked like I don't know if this is shadows on it. Could have like been a moon or something with it. I don't know, but it did. It showed up in the live video from today. If you didn't see it, yeah. And I am going to go back to my the memory from 1 year ago today to show you what I'm talking about, because it's still in the sky. These are still in the sky. These right here. I'm going to flip it around. This was 1 year ago from last year. It's still in the sky. These objects are still in the sky. This is supposed to be the moon. It's either the moon or the sun, you know. And you can see, and also down my page, that was 1 year ago today. You can see it on July the 4th. And I wondered if it was still up in the sky. And you can see it right here. It comes through the clouds. If I put it like right here, you can watch it come through the clouds. This is what I used to do. I spend most of my time filming the sun coming through the clouds with this other object right here. Kind of looks like a heart shape up here. We're going to look at these. These are still up in the sky. This object is still up there in the sky. I don't know what it is. I really don't. But it's up there. One of these is not the real sun. This is just with my iPhone 8. That's all, my iPhone 8. That's all. That's my main. This was during a sunset or the sun rising. You see the object would rise with the sun. I'm going to show you these because these are still out there in the sky. People may not be filming them, and yeah, there was like one here, and these would move around also. Kind of looks like a face right there. It really does. Okay, let's see. July the 3rd and the 4th. The sun in the morning and the moon at night. They look like the same objects. The sun in the morning. This was the actual color of the sun rising last year. There was no filter on my phone at all. And this was the moon. See that? The same objects. It appeared to be the same objects in the sky. Now people dismiss these, some dismiss these, and not many, as, oh, it's just a lens flare. No, there's something going on up there. There's something going on. These objects should not be up there in the sky if everything was as they say it is. If we lived in a perfect world and everything was textbook right, those should not be up there in the sky. I'm going to show you this video also from last year. We're going to look at this video from last year. You can see the one object here and here. I'm going to widen this screen if I can. There's one here, and there's one down there too. See, 3 objects next to the moon at night. That's what it was, 3 objects. I just kept going around so I could see that object. Those 3 objects are still up there in the sky, and that right there was taken with my iPhone 4S. And we're gonna watch another one, okay? This is July 4th of last year. This is what my main focus was last year. These objects right by the moon. And I did live videos of this on the Facebook. This was before I had my YouTube. You see, it had the exact same. Isn't that strange? It had the exact same thing on there. It's like it was like mimic with it. Yeah, it was very fascinating. And you know, there's like one. There's at least 3 there. But you know, there was a time. These right here never did show up all the time. They just showed up all of a sudden one day, and I couldn't believe it. you can see like these outlines right here on this picture. What happened to my Facebook page? Everyone's Facebook page around the world, they was having technical difficulties. It's probably a cyber attack, but just look at this. I had a lot of trolls coming out at me when this was happening, when I was sharing these images of this moon. So one of these is not real. It is crazy, but it is real. This is that's what I was capturing, and there is someone today that is capturing these 3 moons, and his name is Dave. He sends me pictures, updates me on what he's capturing. He is capturing these things and other images up there. Other things are up there in the sky that you're not aware of, and a lot of people are not aware of, because you know we want to see this perfect night sky. We want to see the beautiful moon. We want to see the beautiful stars. We don't want to see nothing else to the contrary. We don't want to know if something else is up there. Just no, no, no. See, but there's other things up there. There's other things up there. I know a lot of you all know that there's other things up there, but some people do not want to admit it. They do not want to admit it. This was also on July 4th. I did take a lot of videos of these objects in the sky. And if you have a Facebook page, I don't know if you can, excuse me, that other photos. I don't know if you could come back and look at my timeline, but that's what I had been capturing. It is interesting. Yeah, it is the fear. It is the fear that is a major stumbling block, and it hinders people, hinders them from for opening their eyes, is what it is. Yeah. Well, I probably am going to be ending this video. I did share a poem today. I don't know. I don't know if you all want to hear the poem that I shared, because it is totally opposite of spaceships. Uh, yeah, that's the only other thing that I shared on my Facebook today. Uh, so yeah. Oh, one. No, I've got something else. When I was filming the moon, the star last night, this was supposed to be Jupiter in the sky. Um, this is what I was filming. This was my sky map. This is where I was zooming at. So it was Jupiter that I was zooming up in last night on July the 4th, I think at 3 a.m. So it's 12:03 is when I was zooming up. And this was my picture that I took right here. This is supposed to be Jupiter. I'll share my poem after I show this. This is supposed to be Jupiter. Now, this does not look like Jupiter at all, but this was the image that I took. This was also, wait, let's see. This is also supposed to be Jupiter. If you were to look at this image in the inverted mode, you would see the little face inside of here with the eyes. So this is occupied. This is occupied right here with a being, and this was in the sky, and this is where I was pointing it at. This was also the color that it turned out to be in the sky, and that was Jupiter last night. But also, I had took another picture, and this was Jupiter too. This is Jupiter. It starts off like this, like a star. It started off like this star down here, and it literally elongated itself. It turned into that, and that's what it looked like. Look, it looks like a door right there. These things up in the sky, these stars, these planets, they are not what we think they are. These have changed. Everything has changed in our skies. This is exactly what we were viewing last night when I zoomed up on Jupiter. This is what Jupiter looked like in the sky, just like this. This will, like a bright star, and this is the thing that literally elongated itself. Yeah, it is. That's, let me see if I can pause this. If I could like zoom it up. Yeah, that's what Jupiter looked like. And let's look up in this. If we can zoom up on this, we can see some holes in it. Oh, that looks really strange. If I could get a little bit closer. That does not look like a planet. Yeah, but that's not Jupiter. But that's what it was supposed to be. And then it turned into that. Look at these holes, these circles. And this was a live photo. Okay, but that's it, and I will share my poem now. It's a beautiful poem. If you like flowers, if you like flowers, I'm going to share this. The flower. If I could speak to the flower the way it speaks to me, I'd tell it of the beauty that my eyes often see. I'd tell it how I love just having you around, for you brighten up my day and take away my frown. You fill the air with fragrance, you take my breath away. Every time I'm near you, a smile is on my face. I thank God for the flower that He has sent my way. I thank God for its beauty, and I thank God for its grace. And here was the flower that I shared this morning. It's a beautiful poem that I wrote. Hey, look, I saw 51 thumbs up and then 51 people viewing. Yeah, it is a beautiful poem. There is beauty. There's beauty in the flowers. And when I think of flowers, I think of friends, beautiful people. Yeah. I'm going to say that poem one more time. And then I'm going to be ending this video because it's beautiful. Even though I started off with long ships in the sky, I like to end it with a beautiful, well, let me flip it around, with a beautiful flower poem. The flower. If I could speak to a flower the way it speaks to me, I'd tell it of the beauty that my eyes quite often see. I'd tell it how I love just having you around, for you brighten up my day and take away my frown. You fill the air with fragrance, you take my breath away. Every time I'm near you, a smile is on my face. I thank God for the flower that He has sent my way. I thank God for its beauty, and I thank God for its grace.